The livestock business in Kenya's Mara region remains an untold story because the area is most famous for tourism and more so during the wildebeest migration. CNBC Africa toured the destination and now tells the story of the cattle keeping business that's earning revenues for the local community in multiples. The expansive Mara Basin stretching across Kenya and Tanzania is famous for what is dubbed the World Cup of Wildlife, the wildebeest migration. Every year between July and October, over 2 million of these creatures cross over from the Serengeti National Park in Tanzania to the greener pastures of the Masai Mara National Reserve in Kenya. While that is the landmark of this region, the local community around Masai Mara in Kenya engages in livestock keeping as a source of livelihood. But over the years, the conflict between wildlife and livestock has made it necessary to introduce conservancies aimed at ensuring that everyone has enough.
Kishu Conservancy, we started it in 2010, so we are 6 years old as for now. And Kishu Conservancy is a product of, or is a combination of landowners who donated or who came together to form this conservancy. Everyone had his or her own share, and they decided that they are going to form a conservancy through the combination of the small pieces of land.
The Kishu Conservancy, the only one in Masai Mara, sits on over 600 acres of land and over 1,000 heads of cattle graze here at any given season. By combining the pieces of land and livestock, the community here is able to develop a grazing plan. The plan allows for management of pasture for livestock and wildlife, which is a primary source of tourism in the region.
Every landowner had 100 heads of cattle, and he had 100 acres, which it cannot sustain the cattle over 12 months. And we remember also we have the wildlife there. So that's where the drought comes in. There is overgrazing. The animals used to overgraze. So what we did, we decided that we are going to reduce the number of cattle, and we decided that everybody is going to have 30 cattle in his own 100 acres. And so that also the remaining part or the remaining portion can sustain also the wildlife and sustain the cattle at the same time.
Before introduction of this model, livestock owners were losing significant revenue to drought, poor land management and diseases. But today they tell a different story, that of sustainable income through predictable markets and economies of scale.
Initially, we used to have a lot of drought. We could even lose up to 30 to 50 cows per year when the drought comes. We used to experience a lot of drought. We used to experience a lot of disturbance of wildlife. The wildlife could get the number of wildlife will get low. And now, after this healing of the land and improvement, the wildlife came back and the cattle got fatter. Now we could lose around 1 to 5 heads of cattle when the drought comes, which is a big improvement.
We are much better now. The women can make their beads because the conservancy attracts tourists. Everyone's life is improving. The conservancy has helped us because before this we were pastoralists and cows weren't producing much milk, but right now we have enough milk and our cows are healthier.
The livestock owners have been working with organizations such as the Worldwide Fund and the Mau Mara Serengeti Sustainable Water Initiative to ensure prudent resource management.
Our model here in Kishu Conservancy is actually to integrate both the livestock and wildlife so that we can be able to increase the value for land, especially in terms of income, so that we can be able to maximize and also ensure that the landowners have value for their land. And by doing so, we have tourism here, whereby we generate income through tourism, who actually wildlife-based tourism, who come here and view our wildlife, our healthy wildlife, and as well as the cows as well. We actually use livestock as a tool for management of rangeland to help us actually improve the rangeland.
With readily available livestock, the conservancy is also home to a beef processing plant, Mara Beef. The company was set up by entrepreneur Tarquin Wood and slaughters at least 400 cattle every month.
Mara beef exists in the Mara by design. We are purchasing cows off the local farmers. We are bringing them onto the farm. We're fattening them. We are slaughtering them. We're processing them, and we're selling into the markets in Nairobi, Nakuru, Eldoret, and the big centers. We're trying to empower and engage with the local beef industry, trying to raise the quality and trying to increase the profit for the local farmers by giving it a value chain into Nairobi and the bigger centers.
The company is also helping farmers fetch better prices for their cattle by cutting off intermediaries and reducing barriers to markets.
Before Mara beef came along, a local cow in the area would go through 7 brokers to get to its final destination. Right now, a farmer can bring us his cows, we will buy them off the farmer, therefore only going from market to the farmer, only having one transaction. Therefore, adding value to the farmer and making Mara beef the market of choice for that farmer.
Stakeholders and private businesses such as Mara Beef are targeting to integrate thousands of pastoralists into Kenya's 99 billion shillings formal livestock economy.
We have just built a training center whereby we would like to start getting groups of farmers in through our training center on a 2-week course, teaching them better grazing practices, better cattle husbandry, and better financial modeling for their ranch, therefore being able to increase profits to our farmers.